WVU has hit the transfer portal early to add a guard that will potentially help them in the 2023-2024 men's basketball season. Let's go. What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Jordan Cruz back here with the Country Roads Webcast. And before I get into this video, just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder, if you would, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button, give us a like on this video. Really helps its performance, which in turn helps future videos performances here on the channel. And if you're a West Virginia fan and you haven't already, be sure and hit that subscribe button. Helps us, helps you, helps get more of this Mountaineer sports content out to Mountaineer Nation. Having said that, let's get into it. All right, so as I stated in the cold open to this video, West Virginia does add a transfer guard that can help them next season. Interestingly enough, it is coming from Manhattan. Yes, that Manhattan, the same Manhattan that Jose Perez came from, and maybe or maybe not played a part in him's waiver getting denied and him not getting to play for the Mountaineers this season. That's a whole nother can of worms we're not going to open. We know the issues between Manhattan and West Virginia fans since early this season. However, Omar Silverio was also at Manhattan, had just transferred in this past season to play with Jose Perez, who is a childhood friend of his, as you can see here in this article detailed by Ethan Bach over on WVSportsNow.com, which I encourage you guys to head over there. They've done a few great articles covering the addition of Omar Silverio and this situation that West Virginia has added a transfer early that can hopefully help them next season. More on that here in a minute. But interestingly enough, West Virginia goes back to Manhattan to get Omar Silverio, who had transferred there to play with Jose Perez, who, as I said, is a childhood friend of his, as you see here in the article. However, when the coach was fired just a couple weeks prior to the season, as we all know, with the Jose Perez situation informing us of that, Omar Silverio also entered the transfer portal, but just now, kind of made his decision to play college basketball next season. I believe he was debating going pro instead, but ultimately ends up at West Virginia with his childhood friend Jose Perez, where they will hopefully lead the WVU backcourt next season, and WVU will have two experienced players doing that if both those guys are able to stick around. And I just wanted to share some of Omar Silverio's comments from his own mouth for you guys here in this video, as you can find these here in this article. This is what Silverio had to say. I don't know how God does things, but he's doing his work. We didn't have a chance to play together in Manhattan. Everyone went their own route. Jose went to West Virginia. I was deciding between going pro or back to school. Now we have a chance to play together. It's a blessing. I always wanted to play with him. And then the interesting comment here that I think will maybe send Mountaineer Nation into a tizzy and have us worried a little bit is this right here. Silverio will need a waiver from the NCAA to play next season per Adam Zagoria, but will still plan on joining the team in the upcoming months. A little bit intriguing there, just considering the fact that he's also coming from Manhattan, who we don't have a great history with when it comes to these waivers. I don't understand why he would still need a waiver to play next season if he essentially sat out all of this season. I think that if the waiver doesn't get granted with him already sitting out a season, then that's absolutely absurd. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a better situation this time, and Omar Silverio will play for West Virginia next season. And then in regards to playing for Bob Huggins, the now Hall of Fame coach, Silverio said, "I have no words. This morning I was thinking, am I really going to play for him? Whatever he tells me I have to do, I'm definitely going to listen to him." And then when asked what he will bring to the team, he says he's going to bring energy, defense, and a lot of shooting, is what Silverio had to say of his type of game there. And in regards to his shooting and his scoring capabilities, let me switch over to this other article just to give you guys a taste of some of the things that he can do. I think he can be a weapon for West Virginia offensively. Take a look at this. All right, so speaking of Silverio, who last played at Hofstra a couple seasons ago before, as we said, transferring to Manhattan this past season, planning to play with Jose Perez. Of course, that didn't work out with the coach being fired just before the start of the season. But while at Hofstra, he averaged basically 11 points and 3 rebounds. Pretty highly regarded coming out of high school. Also has great size for a guard at 6'3", and he's going to be 25 years old next season when the season's going on. So it's a very veteran presence that West Virginia can have in the backcourt with both Silverio and Jose Perez. And I think one great thing about this is a lot of people were concerned that Jose Perez would return and play for WVU next season still yet. And I think, in my opinion, the addition of Omar Silverio definitely pretty much confirms that he will indeed play for WVU next season, because of the fact that them being childhood friends, always wanting to play together. I think WVU makes a great move here that not only improves their team and improves their backcourt, where they're losing a lot next season, and also gives them some leadership and veteran presence that they're losing as well. But I think also, of course, you lock Jose Perez in now with the addition of Omar Silverio, so you should have that veteran backcourt that you desperately need. But as I said, in regards to Omar Silverio's scoring capabilities, I think he's shown that for sure at Hofstra in the past. He's shown signs of taking games over here, as Ethan Bach mentions in this article, recording 4 20-plus point games at Hofstra, even scoring 40 points on 67% shooting against Elon back in February of 2022. And if you head over to WV Sports now, they have a link to a video where you can watch the highlights of that 40-point game if you want to get a little bit of a taste visually of what Omar Silverio can do and what he'll bring to the Mountaineers next season. But I'm super excited about this addition. And as I said, adding him only pretty much confirms that you're keeping Jose Perez as well. So I think West Virginia will have an experienced backcourt, guys that are both great shooters, guys that have good size, and hopefully bring a tenacity defensively as well. So I'm not too worried about West Virginia's guards next season now. At this point, of course, fingers crossed Silverio will be able to get the waiver, but I'm not really too concerned about that after he's already missed this entire season. I would be absolutely shocked if the NCAA didn't approve the waiver, but I was also shocked when they didn't approve the Perez waiver. So we'll wait to be seen on that. But all in all, great pickup for WVU for next season, I think, for a multitude of reasons that I've ran through here. And I'm really excited about the addition of Omar Silverio to the West Virginia men's basketball team. So there you have it, Mountaineer Nation. WVU dipping into the transfer portal early, securing a guard in Omar Silverio, a childhood friend of Jose Perez. I think this is a great pickup. Pretty excited about this one, but would love to know how you guys feel. What are your all's thoughts? Do you think that he will have any issues getting the waiver? Does that concern you? Are you excited about this addition with him and Perez in the backcourt? What do you think the prospects for WVU will be next season with those two veteran guards? Anything you want to respond to there, let us know in the comments how you're feeling about the addition of Omar Silverio to the West Virginia men's basketball roster for next season. We appreciate the interaction as we continue to try and grow the Country Roads Webcast community throughout Mountaineer Nation. Having said that, as always, I'm Jordan Cruz, and until next time, let's go Mountaineers.